Our PPW does a lot. One of the key things that I think she does for us is just to help to bridge the gap between home and school. PPWs tend to service families that are in great need and that have things going on in their lives sometimes that prevent children from having good attendance. There may be some other barriers that they help them navigate services. And so when we have that need, we call our PPW.
Each PPW is assigned a particular school or schools, and they know everybody. They know all the students, they know the parents, they're able to communicate with teachers, talk to guidance counselors. I think they're very committed and really want to see that the children in their schools be successful.
If you're lost, if you're confused, if you don't know where to go, these are your resources. These are the people that can help you the most. The information that a PPW has for each school system is insurmountable. I mean, they're invaluable. They really are. And if most of the county knew what was going on, they would be calling PPWs 24/7.
It's definitely a position that is created for our community.
And as a public school, there are many responsibilities and regulations and guidelines that we must follow. For example, student registration. A birth certificate is required for students to be registered in school. There are other pieces of documentation as well that are required by the state of Maryland. So it's not the St. Mary's County rule, it is actually something that has been established by the state of Maryland, Maryland State Department of Education. And in some cases, some of those are federal regulations as well.
When it comes to enrollment time, when they enroll, if I can't get a proof of residency, then she has to go to the home. She sometimes will have to help me with custody issues. Sometimes the schools won't send records and they will get the records for us.
Sometimes we're having difficulty connecting with the family. Maybe a phone number doesn't work anymore, it's been changed. Mail sometimes will be returned to us. So they often will do a home visit with one of our staff members to help us make that connection with the family and convey whatever the information is that they need to know so that, again, we can better serve the child.
They help us with the audit. I'll go through and check stuff, but then they go behind us and check it. Plus they go to the attendance secretary and explain exactly what they need for that audit, because we have to prove that the students are in attendance. Because when we're audited, we have to have all this proof that the kids are in the person's custody, that we have the proof of residency for.
I interact with the PPWs on a regular basis to do things like access therapeutic services that are within the schools, make sure that children are attending schools, seeing how they're doing, asking if there's anything we can do to support the family.
There are many opportunities that we have to work together to help families overcome anything, and we've tried to work on a more preventative approach to our families. We work very closely. There have been personnel workers with us in family involvement meetings. They've been with us in staffing, but because of their relationships already with the children and the parents, they have often been a cushion.
Pupil personnel workers they are an extension of the guidance office. In addition to the administrative team, like our PPW works really closely with the principal and the admin team to identify students, to help figure out programs and placements. The PPW, monitors attendance, but they also, they do it to try to put interventions in place. The PPW is helpful in, all residency issues. If people are having trouble like being displaced, for example, we have a family that was displaced to a house fire, and she worked really hard with community members and other schools to gather a bunch of resources together.
And the whole purpose of juvenile court is rehabilitation, not punishment. All the PPW worker does for me is she finds out their educational needs, whether or not they have IEPs, what they can do in school, and she actually has a one-on-one contact with the teachers dealing with my juveniles. What she does is she makes sure that those kids are aware that whatever the teacher tells her is going to be brought into the courtroom, and I'm going to hold them accountable.
Where I see PPW as more than just with Elizabeth in juvenile court is what I refer to as the Truancy Roundtable, the interagency program where we all meet on a periodic basis when kids are not attending school.
Okay, the Department of Transportation, we transport students that are McKinney-Vento qualified. McKinney-Vento was a federal law that was passed a number of years ago that requires students that are termed homeless that they transport to their home school or school of origin. They continue their education process without any disruption.
Once we receive the transportation request form from the PPW, then we start looking for a route to incorporate the student into.
I have found 9 times out of 10, I call my PPWs my miracle workers because they make things happen that I didn't even think was humanly possible. And I love the fact that I call them miracle workers, angels, whatever, because they go above and beyond, and they have a tendency to make things